Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Generation Spacing here on twitch.tv/jchensor, aka the Chensor Dynasty. It's the podcast where formerly three of your favorite commentators would talk about whatever, just shoot the shit and stuff. But, as we mentioned last week, EbonicPlague, aka Isaiah, really needs some time off. Obviously, all the stuff that's been going on in the country in the past month or so has really weighed heavily on him, so he's taking a break. But
you know what? How dare he? How dare he put himself first? Jeez.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
Obviously, we wish him the best and everything like that. So, but, myself and, of course, Brandon, a.k.a. TuboWare, are still here. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad today.
Oh,
I've
that's
had
good.
some rough days, but today I'm all right. Man, I was just talking to you before we went live that I somehow avoided Twitter today. And maybe that's why I feel okay. Maybe the math adds up here.
Oh, man. Lessons to be learned, man. Ugh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's been crazy. Like, I'm super tired right now, and this cat here has just basically been, like, the best. He's been so... Look at this guy. He's been so lovey. And it's
Earlier,
been nice.
maybe about an hour ago, Miles was rubbing on my legs, and I was playing a game, so I was ignoring him. And he decided he wasn't going to have that, so he jumped on the back of my chair,
Oh,
and he
nice.
crawled on my stomach, and sat there and made me pet him.
Good cat.
He was very adamant about
Good
getting
cat.
attention.
Good boy Nathan here. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm tired a lot right now largely because of I know both of us have been having these kind of problems, but it's just like sleep is just hard right now.
Yeah.
I keep having these super weird ass dreams and stuff, and for 2 nights in a row I've had these really weird like fever dreams, and then the night before that I fell asleep on my couch and I had another one of those sleep paralysis dreams. I don't know if you've ever had those before.
I've never had one of those, though.
So,
that sounds terrifying.
Like they call it sleep paralysis, and what it usually is just like some weird dream, and in your dream like you can't move a lot of the time, and you keep waking up in your dream but you're not actually waking up. You wake up into another dream and you wake up into another. Aww.
Inception.
Hi. Yeah, basically. And it just keeps cycling over and over again. But it was like half that and half nightmare. It was weird. It was like half sleep paralysis and half nightmare. And dude, I woke up after that nap and I was just like, God, I hate everything right now. All right, we're going to call this Generation Cat Cuddling is what we're going to call this stream
right?
now. Here we
Oh
go.
no, he's getting overstimulated. Now he's gonna bite me.
Aw, that's cute.
What he does. All right,
Does he
go.
bite hard or no?
Not usually. Sometimes he gets mad.
It's the love bites, right? Kitty love bites.
now he's attacking me. Go!
I can get
Oh man,
my...
I saw the back of my head on the stream. You don't see the back of your own head very often.
No, you actually don't. That is weird, huh? Because if it's delayed, you can see the back of your head. Dude,
Yeah, I
you know
turned
what,
around and saw the back of my head. Like, what the hell?
you know what the weirdest thing is, though? Even though you don't get to see the back of your head, you still kind of know what it looks like, right? Because, like, maybe enough photos or something. Because there was one time, long time ago, like maybe like, oh God, like 15 years, 20 years ago or something, we were at a restaurant, and I remember someone came up to me, well, like my brother or someone went to the bathroom, and they came back, and they're like, dude, there's a guy sitting at a table that looks just like you from the back. And I was like, really? So I went to go use the bathroom, and I saw the dude, and dude, it was freaky. Like, I saw it, and I was like, what am I doing over there, It was weird.
James. Jamesception.
Jamesception, yeah, exactly. Ugh, God.
Speaking of seeing yourself, James, you slept through
Yes.
you being in the Xbox presentation today.
That's right. So clearly, out of all the consoles and stuff, the Xbox presentation clearly won out of all the presentations.
Yeah, very clearly.
Because I was in it, right? So there you go.
Did you even know that you were going to be part of that?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I
okay.
did.
Wait, did they give you cash money dollars?
No. This was like a volunteer thing.
How dare
so,
they?
I mean,
You need to tell them I'm James Chen the very famous Tetris ESPN commentator. You need to give me the big bucks here, or you can't use me, all right, Buccarino?
Oh man, yeah, I had thought about that, and then I was like, it's probably just not worth it, you know, because it's gonna be like they're gonna be like, whatever, we've got a billion other people anyway.
Yeah.
So who cares?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Chances are they would use someone else.
I mean, the cool thing about it is, like, when I go through it, I recognize a lot of the people that are in it. Just they're from the Tetris community and everything like that, including, you know, Hank Rogers' daughter Maya Rogers is in there. You know.
Yeah, your future wife.
Yeah, no, she's there with her baby girl, so you know.
Yeah, James. This is the year 2020. People get divorced all the time.
God damn.
Don't give up hope.
They will never ask me for anything again, dude. They're gonna be like, James.
So
no.
we heard some things.
Yeah. No, it was cool though, because they sent out a notice to everybody, and they hit up a lot of the people from the Tetris community, and they asked us basically to record it from their phone, you know, like they're playing Tetris essentially. And so, you know, me being the consummate streamer that I am, I had to use my streaming station instead.
Sure.
And I sent them the clip, and you know, it's really funny too, because they said in the video, they're like, hey, you can also like bob along to the music, or if you want, you could sing along to the music and everything like that. And I was like, okay. You know what? That's the thing. That's right up my alley. I love singing stuff. So I actually sent them 2 videos. I sent them one video of me just lip syncing, just in case, and another one where I'm actually singing.
I think we need to see the actually singing.
I was about to say, I could play it if you wanted me to.
I think we have to. I don't think you can't present this information that you're singing and then not play the clip.
I was just mad that nobody else was singing along, so not even lip syncing. Like literally in the email it says we're allowed to, and they didn't, and nobody else did. And I was like, really? I'm the only one who looks like I'm getting into this? Like, I wasn't mad like I'm the only one who showed up to a costume party wearing a costume and everybody, you know, but I was just more like, it's like a cool opportunity to show that you're hyped and excited, and it's a good song and everything.
No offense to Tetris players, but I don't think of like very hype individuals when I think of Tetris players. Like, I don't think of very outgoing, I'm gonna sing along and jump along. That's not. I think of very calculated, direct, like mathematicians when I think of Tetris players. You know. Have
you not seen Green Tea, man? Like, I need to show you the Green Tea versus a Joseph match, dude. That guy is hilarious.
I've never watched. Only thing I've ever seen competitive Tetris is stuff you've commentated, and even then it's like clips. Okay. Because I don't have cable. I don't watch fucking ESPN.
That's right, dude.
I mean, I do like sports. Don't get me wrong. I just don't like. Why would I pay? There's so many free links to watch this shit online.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not paying like an $80 plus cable bill just to maybe catch a game on ESPN.
All that shit is on YouTube anyway, so
yeah.
Green Tea is from Japan, and he's basically, you know, like the really kind of eccentric, hyper Japanese players that come over, like a Storm Kubo and those kind of guys like that. Green Tea is very similar to that. And so he gets really high, and like even during matches, he'll just be like laughing and stuff, and it's really funny how well.
Just having fun out there.
Yeah, it's funny because like when we commentate those matches, our voice is piped over the speakers so people can hear us, and the players actually will start conversing with us and stuff like that. And it's just like, how do you do that when you're playing Tetris at that level, dude? It's crazy.
It's like riding a bike.
Pretty much.
Or that damn good, yeah. It's whatever to them. I mean, I guess you can compare that to like, you know, just people closing their eyes and doing infinites in Marvel.
Yeah,
like Marvel 3
right.
Infinites.
Yeah.
I think, didn't Marlon Pie like turn his back one time and just finish the whole thing? Like,
well,
like, how can people do that? You know, it's the same level.
There was that one clip where he was comboing somebody and he kept turning and looking at him, and he was like doing the infinite. Exactly. And then the guy would look at him, he would immediately look away or something.
Yep. Yeah, it's the same level.
Pie, dude. Freaking Marlon Pie. I miss that guy, dude. I miss a lot of the FGC right now, to be honest.
Man, I have a great story about Marlon Pie.
Uh-oh. Okay.
And Haunts, and Ultra David, and Nerd Josh, and me, and Humbag, and Big Marcus, and I don't know how many people were in that. It was David's hotel room for Evo. But anyways, there was a bunch of us in there.
Wait, David's hotel room for Evo?
Yeah, this had to have been like 2011. This is forever.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, normally I share the room with. What's it?
Yeah, no, you were not in the room.
Yeah.
This is like the one of the few years that Evo paid for hotel rooms.
Right. Yeah. I was about to say it's like some risky business shit.
And I only know that that's true because the whole story lead up was there's a bunch of us in the room. We were drinking. It was like Friday or Thursday night, something like that. And I want to say it was Haunts going through the pay-per-view on David's TV.
Uh-huh.
And gay porn came up. And Haunts is like, I'm going to buy this. Can I buy this? And David's like, I'm not paying for the room. Go ahead. So Haunts bought the porn, right? And we're just like casually playing it. A bunch of dudes just hanging out watching gay porn. And the way the TV was, there was like a doors you could close, right?
Right.
So we
yeah.
had the doors like this. So people would walk in the room and have no idea, and people were coming in and out the whole time. They had no idea, and Kyohei was just sitting in front of the TV with his arms across, watching it, and people would come in and be like, oh, what are you watching, Marlon Pie? Oh, that's that's gay porn, all right.
The hell?
And yeah, that's like with this for like however long the porn, like the hour or whatever the porno lasted. That was the running gag. Is people would walk in and be like, oh, there's porn on the TV. All right, cool.
Man, everyone is actually secretly gay. That's just what it is.
Look, man, it's a spectrum, all right? It's not 100% either way.
Yeah, it's true. Very, very true. Very, very true. Oh, man.
But yeah, it was one of my favorite Evo moments. Includes Marlon Pie and gay porn. And anytime I see him, I'm like, gay porn? He's like, gay porn. That's how we know each other. Boom. There it is.
So I have this up here. This is fake EbonicPlague here. So if you actually... Is this something you actually want to hear? I'm warning you right now.
I mean, you've done karaoke streams, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So
just hit us with the... I mean, we don't have to play the whole song. You got to give us a clip.
All right. Let's see if you guys can hear this. Can you hear it?
I can, yeah.
Okay.
I can hear it at least.
Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear this.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay. So I start by lip syncing and then I get to singing. It's me hitting the falsettos, man.
I mean, get it. Hit the high notes, James.
There you go.
Well, when is the next karaoke stream?
Actually, I should do one pretty soon. The funniest thing is, I'm not actually playing anything. Like, that's actually me fake playing a video game. But I had to make it look accurate, you know, so I'm just like staring off and not trying to be over exaggerated like other people do when they pretend they're playing video games and stuff. So there you go.
I'll be honest, I too slept through that trailer.
Oh, really? Okay, that's way later for you.
The way I found out that you were even on there is I checked one of my group chats and they're like, so you've seen this many people? Oh, there's James Chen. and then I pieced it together that you were part of the Xbox.
Oh, how funny!
Yeah, I didn't even know. And then I texted you not too long after, like, oh, look at Facebook.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. So, I mean, I'm there for basically no time at all, and then I'm also in the bottom corner square over there in the very bottom right towards the end, so you can barely see me. Except, like I said, I'm the only one singing, so.
That's how they put you in the corner.
Yeah, I know.
That's the weirdo. Put him down
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Man, no one puts Jimmy in the corner. Come on.
Right? Except for the Tetris guy. So did they just announce a new Tetris game? Was that the deal?
So what it is it's Tetris Effect, which is a game that's already existed, but there's never been. Yeah, they've never had any multiplayer mode in it, and so they actually are adding multiplayer and stuff like that to it. And
okay.
What I'm hoping is that, you know, the guy who created it, Mizuguchi, is the same guy who created Luminous, who created Meteos, and every extra extend. He created Rez. You know, he's that guy, basically.
Okay.
And he was at the Classic Tetris World Championships 2 years ago, and he was like, this thing is insane, it's amazing. So I hope if he creates a versus mode, he tries to base it off of NES Tetris or something. If he can create a NES Tetris rules mode and have you play on that, I think that would actually be so sick. So, yeah, no, that's why the music is so good, because it's literally the same guy who did all of those. And I got to meet him at the Classic Tetris thing. I was like, oh my god, I'm such a huge fan of yours. And he looked really embarrassed that I was like fangirling over him and stuff. So
Did he blush? Did he turn bright red?
No, he just looked like he was like, oh, okay. You know,
Sure.
Standard modesty for Japanese.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's in the trailer too. Like, if you go through that trailer, the first person they show is Alexei Pajitnov, who's the creator of Tetris. The second person they show, I think, is Joseph. But he looks like, I mean, obviously I haven't seen him in like a year and a half, but he looks significantly older. But, you know, when you're 16, you look older more through the ages. The third person is Hank Rogers. And then from there, like, it starts spreading to a bunch of other people. Like the 7-time champion Jonas is there with his wife Heather, and then some of the up-and-coming players like Sharky is there. Like I said, Maya Rogers is there. My co-commentator is there. Trey Harrison, one of the guys who runs the event, is there with Chris Bidwell, one of the other guys who plays and does commentary and stuff like that. It's actually really cool. They did a
the
cool
whole crew.
Yeah, they did a good job with the trailer, like putting us in the squares and the Tetris blocks. I thought that was kind of neat. So, yeah.
I'll check it out eventually. I mean, it sounds from the Twitter reviews that I saw. The little bit of twittering I did earlier today when I woke up was watching people either love or hate the Xbox presentation.
Oh yeah, I mean
there was more love than I expected. Because
yeah.
Microsoft has been flopping on all of these for the past since Xbox One got announced, basically.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the Halo footage that I've been seeing doesn't look very good, you know.
I'm on the opposite end. I think in motion it looks fantastic.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen
the screenshots look like shit.
Okay.
The screenshot, like the stills look real bad, but in motion, what they showed in motion in gameplay, it looked real nice.
Okay. I'll have to check that out at some point in time.
And I'm assuming it's going to run at 4K 60 frames per second.
Yeah, but who the fuck cares, dude? Like, I've been...
Well, I care about 60 FPS. I don't really care about 4K.
Yeah, 60 FPS is something. But, you know, when people are like, you have to play on PC because we can do 144 hertz and, you know, fucking 4K shit. And I'm like, I really just don't care, dude. Like... 60 frames.
It depends on the game you play. Like, playing at 120 or 144 hertz in certain PC games gives you a competitive advantage.
Oh, okay. That
like,
makes
if
sense.
you, like, it's hard to explain, but if your frame rate in Counter-Strike, for example, because I know the game decently well, if your frame rate is slower than your opponent, the way the servers, like, interpolate and take in the information, the person with a slower frame rate is at a slight disadvantage.
Interesting. So it actually affects gameplay.
Yes. Yeah, It becomes important in PC gaming.
weird.
So it's like, so yeah, if you play like a fighting game on PC, yeah, there's no fucking difference. Everybody's playing at a lock 60 frames per second. It doesn't matter. But if you're playing a shooter, it can matter.
Oh, that's weird. Like, I feel like you would try to prevent that to not give anyone an advantage.
It's something to do with like it's literally impossible to not create the advantage. I forget why, but it's been a long time since I looked into it. Also, just for things like screen blur and like the way the motion appears on screen, if you're running at a faster frame rate, you know, the screen isn't going to tear. You're not going to have any type of blurriness, things like that. Definitely give an advantage when aim is so very, very important.
Okay.
But again, if it's like a fighting game, it doesn't matter. It's fine. That's part of like why they can't push 144 hertz monitors on us. We're just kind of like, so? All our games are 60 frames per second, dude. It doesn't matter. We play on the same screen.
Yeah, I mean, everything is all done through 60 frames anyway. Like, all of the frame data and everything is calculated by that. I'm gonna post something into the Discord chat just because it was sent to me in text, so I can actually get it to us over here too. Because this is actually kind of funny. This actually made me laugh. My friend actually sent me Eris. He was watching. He was doing the you know, restream and everything like that. And when I show up on the conference, it's actually pretty goddamn funny how he reacts to that, dude. I'm gonna play that on stream for you, dude.
All right.
Cause this shit made me laugh, dude.
Oh, hey, I know that guy. That's what I'm assuming he says.
Yeah, let's see if I can do this.
World premiere.
World premiere. You better wake up. You're gonna miss it.
Console launch exclusive.
Someone's dad figured out how to use the internet. What the hell is this? Oh, maybe this is where they revealed a new MR accessible controller. Sweet. I've been waiting for this. I'm hype about this one. Is that James Chen? Was that James Chen? I don't mean to be a bigot or anything. Is that really James Chen? I think it could have actually been James Chen. He's a Tetris champion. That is James Chen, isn't it? Isn't that James Chen on the bottom? Oh, you
He's
can't see
a Tetris
him.
champion.
Oh, fuck. That guy right there on the bottom right. I think it is him. I'm not being a bigot. Thankfully, for a second I was worried.
Good job, Aaron.
Is it him?
Way to not be a bigot,
They're all
Aaron. I'm
James
proud of you,
Chen?
man.
Oh, I was really concerned for a second when I said that. Like, dude, you should have verified before you said it out loud.
Oh man, that looked like a co-op.
Bigot
moment.
again. That was
I don't know. I just thought it was funny. It was like, am I a bigot? Oh, I should have verified before I called it out. Oh my god. I love that guy, dude. I love Eris. Shout outs to Eris.
Yeah, actually, that's like one of the few streamers I consistently watch.
Oh yeah? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually watch Eris. I watch like Eris. I watch Kit Boga. I don't know if you do know who Kit Boga is.
I don't.
He's a guy who started a hobby. He's a programmer, a pretty skilled one.
Okay.
And he uses a virtual PC and like a bajillion fake phone numbers, and he sets these phone numbers up to.
Oh, I think you
have
told me
scammers
about
call
this.
them.
Yeah. Okay.
So he just wastes scammers' time, and they'll like remote into his virtual PC, and he has like fake bank accounts and fake Amazon and all this fake stuff set up. So they try to pry, and it just doesn't obviously work. And eventually they'll either give up and get frustrated, or like cuss him out, or very rarely they'll like figure out that it's him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's really, really funny, and he's doing like a good thing. You know, he's trying to prevent old people from getting their money stolen, essentially. So
I mean, how often does he stream?
Several. It's his full-time job now, so several times a week.
Dang, so he actually just does this all day, and
Yeah, no, and he has like Era's numbers. He has like 3,000-4,000 people watching him every time he streams.
oh shit, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's like his full-time job now.
Yeah, I had a friend who was really, really into Dark Souls. Like, she's a big fan of Dark Souls, and one time she was like, "Oh, do you know this streamer Eris? Like, I watch his streams; they're hilarious." And I was like, "You do know Eris was originally a fighting game person, right? He commentates Tekken at Evo." And she was like, "What? I had no idea." So yeah, Eris has definitely gotten a lot bigger than the FTC at this point. So
yeah, on his stream yesterday, he was talking about when he went to Detroit for Youmacon, and I was in the chat. I was like, Eris, we commentated together, but obviously his chat's going a mile a minute, so he doesn't even recognize that I'm saying anything. But yeah, like I was literally, like, he was telling the story about how we all went out to eat and everything. I was like, yeah, I was literally there, and I had this hat on. Matter of fact, coincidence.
that's funny.
And he was like, hey man, nice Spider-Man hat, and the whole table just roasted him for the rest of the night.
Oh
They
man,
kept calling my Deadpool hat Spider-Man for the rest of the weekend. It was really funny.
oh that's funny.
Yeah, we all went and got some Detroit barbecue. It was like real close to the venue. It was pretty good.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, because that's what he's talking about.
Oh man, yeah. Shout outs to Eris, dude. Miss that guy. I mean, I miss everybody in the FGC right now. Frankly, it's just like it's
Yeah.
Ugh.
I was talking about that earlier with some friends in a group chat, and it's like, man, like just venting basically. But I was like, man, like without, like, I don't have a girlfriend anymore. I live alone. I only have my cat. I don't see anyone, and now with no fighting game events on top of it, like I have nothing to be excited about. I don't have a job currently. I don't have anything. So I don't have any money. I don't have shit. So I'm just like, fuck, man. Like, fighting game tournaments should be here if people just wore their goddamn masks, and I'd have something at least weekly to look forward to. But nope, I have nothing. So.
Dude, I mean,
it's rough.
It's nice that you have group chats to vent to, though. I mean, I don't even have that. I don't even have a outlet to vent about life. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. I just
do you want to start a group chat with me, James?
Isn't that what we're doing right now?
I mean, this is a pod. This is more formal, though. You know, it's not,
I guess
we don't air all of our shit on here. I mean, some of it, but not all of it.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, like...
if you want to start, I'll get David in there. You, me, and David. That can be the start of a group chat. That's a three-way.
I mean, I did the Unchensor earlier today, talking about kind of what I hinted at last week, right? Talking about how fighting games are harder to learn today than before. And one of the reasons why I said that was because it's like when you used to play in the arcades, at least you'd have friends that you can hang out with, and whenever you lose, you could vent to them and shit. Or even SRK forums, you could like, I can't fucking beat this guy, you know, and stuff like that, and people could at least respond to it. And having people to vent to is very, very useful, man.
Yeah, it's nice. And to be fair, like, these are like people that just like Keats and David. And
exactly.
Who I talk to all the time, so it's like close friends, and we play Rocket Arena together, which James still don't have.
Dude, I can't convince myself to spend $30 on a game that could potentially make me sick, and I would never play it again. You know?
Well, here's what. Okay, so if you weren't an old man, you would know that you could buy a game on Steam, try it out for 2 hours, and if you don't like it for any reason, return it, no questions asked.
That's right. And in fact, it has nothing to do with an old man. It's just that I just don't like PC gaming. So
yeah, I feel like that's old man status.
I don't know. I have know plenty of people my age who have been PC gamers their whole lives. So
yeah, that's fair.
I've just never done it. I just like the console experience better. So.
I'm just taking every opportunity to call you old.
That's fair. Nice Spider-Man hat, by the way. Oh,
yeah,
but
see,
I'm at least hip enough to know that's Miles Morales, right? So that's the new Spider-Man.
I mean, he's not that new anymore. Miles Morales is at least 10 years old now.
I guess that's true, but that still would be in line for me of calling him the new Spider-Man, right? Because
I mean, compared to Peter Parker, sure. Yeah.
It would help on my old man status to even get that part wrong. Oh man. But so wait, I'm guessing that so the job search hasn't been going well either then?
I've applied to over 100 jobs, probably like 80 or 70 or 80 some companies. and
Time
nothing.
to move.
I've gotten a few rejection letters, so that's nice.
Time to move to Northern California and go work on some Project L.
Man, you know what was actually kind of killing me though is a lot of people were getting tagged in that tweet. They're like, people were just like, "Hey, you should apply for this," and it's like Logan or Joe, like Li Joe or whoever. And it's like the job. If you look in the fucking job posting, they're asking for like art engineer level 3 for the fighting game. Like there was nothing but like art jobs posted. It had nothing to do with community management. Had nothing to do with like testing or balancing. It's just all art stuff, and like all these people that I know for a fact are not anywhere close to be qualified for it, getting tagged for those jobs. I'm just like,
it's just
like the intentions are nice, but come on.
It's just the way that Tom says it, right? He's like, we have so many positions that we're hiring for, so it sounds like a bunch of stuff. So
it does, but then if you look at the actual listing, there's 3 jobs for the fighting game and 2 for not the fighting game. That was it. Which maybe there's more to come later. Like maybe they just didn't have them all. I think that's totally fair. But
did you see Hanzo's tweet, by the way? He was like,
I don't think so.
He quoted it and it said like, "You don't have to be a professional fighting game player," and the person they show on screen at that time is Pat the Flip. And then it like pans and it shows Edmond. It's like, come on. Like I think they wanted to make it imply that they are, but you don't have to be. But I don't know. It felt like it was trying to tell Pat the Flip to hold that L. So
I was really excited actually to see both of them in there.
Yeah, of course.
Gives me more confidence in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Like with Tom and Tony in there, like I have a lot of confidence just inherently because they're both really smart. And I wonder too because like I saw the game really early on. Like this might be one of the only Illuminati things that I've ever been able to do was see Rising Thunder super early on. Not the Riot game, obviously, but but Rising Thunder super early on. And he asked what's that?
Beth Chell.
Oh, Best Chell.
Yeah, I was seriously one of the top ranked players.
I remember.
Yeah, I really liked that game because it was like Street Fighter 4 with easy inputs essentially.
Yeah, and there were just a lot of good ideas with it. There's just a lot of good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And I feel like one of the contributions I actually gave to that game was when I tried the beta. They were like, "What's your main number 1 feedback?" And I was like, robots have no personality. I'm like, fighting games, you need to have that kind of personality component. Like, you see how much loyalty people have to Blanca. Like, you see people obsessed with Chun-Li. You see certain people that I'm not going to name here, though everyone knows, is obsessed with Bison, and I felt like robots was lacking that. And then all of a sudden, like the next time I saw it, they had pilots and backstories and like the characters spoke their languages and stuff like that. And I thought that was really cool. So
yeah, the Russian character was the robot.
Yeah, with the dog.
Yeah, because they spent that dog to space however long ago.
That's right. Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, so I tried using the Chinese robot. I mean, the way that they played was kind of like very straightforward, but that was just the character I went with just because it spoke Chinese, and I thought that was really cool. So, dude, D-Sky, like people speaking their native languages, like from those games, is just so cool. Like that's like one of my favorite things. Because it's always like make me sad that like in Darkstalkers the only thing Shinko knows how to say is like thank you and hello, and then like Dalsum shows up in Alpha 3 and goes namaste, and it's like come on, like you went for like the lowest hanging fruit possible,
So I might be the only person who does this, but in any game where I can individually set character voices. If they're from an English-speaking country, or like I'll set them to like Japanese if they're Japanese characters, or English if they're English. Like I always try to have them speaking their native tongue because I feel like that's how they should be interpreted. I don't know, like
Yeah, Tekken's been doing it as well. They've been trying to make them speak their own languages, which is really cool. Because I know.
Yeah, because like the games are like the World Warriors, right? Like, I mean, not to say that Chun-Li can't speak English, but she's probably going to speak Chinese, right? Like that's what I would think at least.
I mean, she says "gomene," which is pure Japanese, right? So, and then, "yata" is Japanese as well.
Yeah,
and,
that's true.
I mean, that's why I also really liked Them's Fighting Herds. They have them speaking their actual languages as well. Tianhuo actually speaks Chinese as well, and I think that's really cool. So, I don't know.
Like those little details are awesome.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I guess that means none of us are going to be able to get jobs except for the artists. Although there are a lot of good artists in the FGC. So, dude.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure that they'll fill those positions quickly, right? It's a very popular, even though they've had issues, very popular fighting game, or not fighting game company, but game dev.
Yeah. Dude, Claw speaking Spanish would be sick, dude. Oh, that would be so sick to hear him speak in like a beautiful, like romantic tongue, like with the proper, romance language kind of thing.
Beautiful romantic, huh? You got some feelings for Vega there?
I mean, I was a Zangief player, right? I mean, Zangief has the claw on the mirror, right?
All right.
I brought that up. Like, literally, that's there. And, in Japan, the buff guys are stereotyped to be gay, in Japan and everything. And I mentioned that, and I mentioned, like, Eagle's gay. And, God, people got so mad at me on the YouTube comments. Holy crap.
Why?
They were like, they're not gay. Like, why does it have to matter?
Eagle is canonically gay, right?
Right. That's what I said. And they were like, no, they didn't say, why does it have to matter? And blah, blah. Why do they have to announce it? And I was like, Hakan has a wife. Dalsum has a wife. Guile has a wife. Ken has a wife. I was like, are they announcing it? Right? If Eagle shows up in Street Fighter V and he has a husband, right? Like, and they don't say anything about it, like, then they'd all be like, oh, you're announcing it, and why do you have to? Like, come on, dude. Right. Come on.
Yeah, that's silly. That's silly.
Oh, man.
Real gamers out here.
Yeah, exactly.
Having
right.
real gamer moments. But yeah, Project L. Are you? I mean, obviously you have old pals working on the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know I don't want to say me and Pat are good friends, but like we're friendly. We talk.
Right. Yeah.
Who's working on the game?
I mean, Ed Ma's
working. What do you think? Yeah, Ed Ma. Me and Ed are not friends.
Right.
We're not enemies. But we're not friends. Like we don't know each other. I would say me and Pat could be considered pals, but me and Ed, like, if I see him, like, oh hey, Ed, and that's that.
The Madge used to work on the game. Madge used to work on the game. Yeah.
Did it really? I didn't even know he was still around.
Yeah,
I haven't seen a combo video in years, man. Where you been? Working on Project L, apparently.
Well, I mean, he was making combo videos and doing content, and then, I mean, one of the reasons why I hate event hubs is because they chased him out of the community, basically. So I was like,
event hubs, man, we could go. Didn't you guys already go ham on them on Tuesday?
A little bit. I mean, I tried to be calm, but then it just kept slipping out about just how scum they are.
Why be calm? Like, almost every single one of my friends, including myself, have been screwed by event hubs at some point. I went to the pre-release Super Street Fighter 4 party, and I put out a ton of information for like Sagat, Blanca, all these characters. Like I went on SRK, and people were like, "Here, test these things." And me and Mike Watson went in a corner and tested a bunch of shit for people. I put all this info out there, and Event Hubs didn't credit me for shit.
They just copied and pasted it, right?
Yeah, they just copied and pasted my stuff like it was their news.
Yep. What a shock!
Like they're the worst.
I mean, the very first thing some of the very first things they did was they took Camry and Mopreme used to do combo videos a long time ago. So they took that combo video and they took another combo video. Might have been a KYSG combo video. But they basically edited out all the credits, pasted them together, took the music from one of Sonic Hurricane, from one of Madge's combo videos, put it onto that video, and then published it as their video. Like, put Event Hubs Presents onto it. Like,
jeez.
They would take interviews and copy and paste it onto their site. like interviews from other sites and copy and paste it onto there. And then there was a gamist, or was it game? 4Gamers? No, 4Gamers is newer. Gamist, I think it was, or it was one of the Japanese articles put out new information on Super Street Fighter 4, and they had 6 videos in there that displayed changes, like Sagat's Ultra doesn't miss in the corner anymore, you know, and stuff like that. And then Event Hubs took every one of those clips and edited them together and put them in their own video and put it out there like it was their videos. And you could tell they didn't even understand the videos, because one of the clips was really ambiguous what they were trying to show. And in the description, they numbered everything, and they're like, showing this change. And on that clip, they're like, this person does this, and then this change, and this change. Like, you can tell they didn't even know. And so Madge was one of the first people to call him out, because they kept taking his Sonic Hurricanes content and putting it on their site without crediting him. And then they basically yelled at Madge and got their Event Hubs fans to yell at him. And then Madge was like, fuck this, I'm done. And so he just left. He just left doing content. He stopped at that because he was determined to see if he could try to make content for a living at that point in time. And he lost all of the views. He lost all of everything because everybody was just going to event schlubs. And basically, he just never got the views that he should have gotten on his own site. And so he was like, fuck this. And he quit content creation. So.
Well, yeah, Event Hub sucks. Well beat. Event Hubs. Outside of that, I was leading up to, A, are you excited for Project L? B, what type of game do you think it's going to be? And C, what do you expect to happen after the game releases to the FPC?
I mean, obviously I'm excited for it because, you know, I have so many friends working on it, and I have a lot of faith, and I trust a lot of the stuff that they're going to do with the game. So I would love to see it come out and see how it plays and everything. I bet you it's going to be very similar to Rising Thunder, not in terms of, like, you know, movement and everything. Like, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of very unique things to the game, but it'll probably be similar with, you know, single button special moves and stuff. And they'll probably have to match the characters almost 1-to-1, right? So I think what was the character that I played? It was the girl that, like, would shoot the net out there. God, what the hell was her name?
Rising Thunder?
No, in League of Legends.
Oh, I was gonna say there is no net character. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was the girl who was like good ranged kind of thing.
Dude, I have no idea. I
think she kind of looked like, you know, Caitlyn. There you go, Caitlyn. I think it is.
Yeah, Caitlyn. Sure.
Oh, you don't know? You don't play League of Legends?
I hate MOBA.
Oh, really? Oh, I had no idea.
MOBA is the worst fucking genre of video game ever created.
Oh, I thought you played with, like, a bunch of the other FGC guys or something like that.
I hate MOBA so much.
Oh, okay.
I don't like Dota. I don't like League. I don't any of them. They all suck.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say, like, all of Caitlyn's moves, if she's in the game, they'd probably have to match it. You know, if whoever else is in the game, they'd probably have to match their special moves as much as possible. It's just two fighting games.
I mean, they have a lot of base. Like, they have a whole source to pull from for characters. So they're good on that.
Yeah. So clearly,
what do you think happens after the game comes out, though? Do you expect them to let us run our own tournaments? Like, what do you think that happens?
I don't
on
know.
Release?
I mean, it's like you have Riot, which is Riot, and this is the thing, right? Like, they have the history of making that so their commentators can't commentate any other game, that if you're in their league, you can't play anything else, you can't stream other games and everything. I know they've laxed on that a little bit, though. I think they've laxed a little bit on it, but the people making the game are literally the creators of Evo. So I feel like Tom and Tony should have enough power to be like, if you do this, your game won't succeed. You know?
So I guess that's to go through. I don't want to say excited for the game itself because I haven't seen anything yet.
Right.
We've literally seen 3 seconds of gameplay. I'm optimistic about it being a good game. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
I hope it's good. But yeah, I can't say I'm excited because I haven't seen anything yet.
Okay.
I hope that it is a 3v3 KOF style game, because I don't think they would want to put out a Marvel style or DBFZ style game, because that's too hard for new players to pick up.
Right.
However, with the amount of balance patching they do for their MOBA game, and the pure amount of characters that they have in their stock for
Right.
League of Legends, I feel like launching the game with like 20, 30 something characters would be great, and build that up to like a full 45, 50 character roster would be the way to go, right? And so in order to make that worthwhile for them, I hope it's a 3v3 KOF style game, because the characters shouldn't be super duper hard to learn, because I do think they'll have one button specials, things like that.
Right.
I do see them recycling all the animations they can, try to squeeze a buck, and that
Right.
when you have 50 characters, of course. So I hope that it's a team game.
That makes a lot of
in
sense.
KOF style.
That makes a lot of sense, because that allows them to bring in that many more characters.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like you having a 1v1 game and then not, and then having 50, like that was like the end of Ultra Street Fighter 4, right?
Right.
Like they had like 40 something characters at that point. That was that's enough. It's enough matchups. Just make it a team game at that point.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And what I think happens when they release, if you look at what they're doing with Valorant right now and what they originally did with League, is they go, yeah, sure, run all the tournaments you want. We have like different tiers of what we'll do, and we'll support your events. And then once a grassroots organic community is built, they come and scoop all that shit up. Because that's what they did with League. It looks like that's what they're going to do with Valorant.
Oh, no.
Because like even right before Valorant was released, they put out a statement. They're like, here's 3 different tiers of events based on how many people are entering or how many teams are entering and how much audience you expect to have, blah, blah, blah. And here's how much we'll support. But it's all on you guys to do all that. You collect all the funding, you get all the money, whatever. But we'll support in this way. I expect them to do that for fighting games too. I expect them to say, here, run your turn, like run Combo Breaker, sure, final round, have at it, Evo, have fun. Like you guys run it however you want to. Here's the support we'll give based on how many entrants you have. And 2 years down the line, they go, oh man, this esports scene for this game is really built up. Now, if you want to run our game, you have to be part of our official league, and you can't run any other games.
Right.
That's what I expect to happen, because they're smart enough to know the only way to make esports happen is if you let it happen organically.
Right.
You can't force it. Every game out there that tried to force it has struggled.
Right.
If you look at like Overwatch League, if you look at Call of Duty, if you look at all these like very like head-butted forced esports things, they don't work as well as the community building it up, creating the rules that they expect to have, and like actually making you feel like we did it. We built this up. And then as soon as Riot sees that happening, they can swoop in and say, by the way, we own the rights to that shit, so we're going to run our own league now with all of your rules and all of your commentators and all of your players, and we're going to give them a shitload of money, so they're not going to say no. That's what I see happening, and I sure can't wait to commentate some Project L when it releases, because oh boy, would I like to be a full-time commentator.
Oh man. Well, so wait,
But in all seriousness, I do plan on, unless I hate the game, unless I absolutely hate the game, I will absolutely be smacking out content for that shit.
now Runeterra is their card game, is Riot's card game, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is Valorant?
Valorant is their FPS.
Oh, really? Oh, it's like their Overwatch, basically.
It's Overwatch meets Counter-Strike is the best way to describe it.
Okay.
So it's Counter-Strike style, where if you take a headshot, you die, and it's counter-terrorist against terrorist. But they also have powers. Like each character has their own power, like Overwatch. So it's quite literally Counter-Strike meets Overwatch.
Jesus. Oh man, but not as fun as Rocket Arena.
Dude, I can't say I haven't played Valorant. There was at least when they had the beta like a couple months ago, there was a root key found in the install.
What? Really?
Yeah, and I don't know if they removed it, so I just said, you know what, I'm not gonna play the game because I don't want a root key installed.
They pulled a
and-
Capcom.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they do with most of their games.
Oh,
it's not
okay,
like
okay.
it's not like a surprise that Riot did it, because
Right.
that's what Chinese companies do. Unfortunately, they put shit like that in their
Hey,
games.
hey, man. No, just kidding.
That's
No, it's
true.
absolutely true. I mean, dude. So my parents, my dad got one of those boxes that like doesn't come with anything on it, but you install apps and then you can watch the movies that are in the theaters and everything like that.
Of course.
You know, and everything. And my dad was all happy about it, and I was like, you know that this is like illegal, right? And he was like, why would this be illegal? How could they let you do it? And I was like, because they don't have the apps on there on the box that do
Right.
it, so they can, you know, blah blah blah. And he was like, no, I don't think it's illegal. Why would it be illegal? I'm like, Dad, it's made by Chinese people.
So he was like, oh, yeah. Terrible.
Oh man, yeah, I can make that joke because I'm Chinese. So there you
Yeah,
go.
you get away with it. I can't do
Yeah,
that.
I can make that joke.
I'll be Tubo canceled real quick.
Oh man.
But yeah, I really am excited for it, for the opportunities that it can create for a lot of people in the FGC.
See, I mean, I think we talked about it before with Ebonic, you know, with
we
Isaiah.
definitely have. At
Well,
least a little bit.
I was just like, you know what? I wouldn't want to do that because I'd want to support as many games as possible. But if they flash six figures in front of me and say, you get to commentate fighting games, here's a health plan, you know, and now I can fix
It'd be real
my
hard to say no.
I can fix my bathroom and get a new computer. Like, how do you, like, what do you do? At that point, would I be like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do this, and I'm gonna starving artist for principles, or am I gonna be like, okay, let's do
I
it?
mean, the only I wouldn't have any issues doing it. Like I don't think it's like even a like a moral thing at that point. It's you've been trying to be a full-time commentator, content creator for what, like 5 years now?
Like 4 years now, 4 years, I think.
4 years now. I mean, like if like honestly, like I said, this opportunity probably won't even come up for another 3 years.
Right? Yeah.
Because they'll release the game. And if going by my timeline, they'll release the game in a year. Then 2 years of organic esports building through our tournaments. Then they're going to come and do their own league, right?
Right.
So that's 3 years from now minimum that the opportunity will come up. If you are still a struggling artist after 7 years, you
Yeah.
deserve to get that paycheck, man.
Yeah.
Like you're not selling out. You're doing what you tried to do in the first place.
Yeah, if I'm still doing this for like for a total of 7 years, yeah, then that means it is not going. Well, I don't know. It might mean that it is going well, but if it's not going well, then yeah, absolutely. So.
And then to top it off with COVID right now and tournaments not happening, like man, I feel like I'm out of work, and I mean I feel the pain too. But it's like you guys don't even know when your jobs are coming back.
I mean, fortunately, we still have some of those online stuff. Like, I just did the which one did I did one of the I did the Bud Light Beer League. I also did commentate one of the Street Fighter V online CPT events recently.
Okay.
So and then so I've still been able to get work here and there, but it's tough. It's tough. So I like I said, I am getting unemployment now too, which does help a little bit. So
but that extra 600 goes away in like a few weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got to.
Just now started getting it. Did you get back unemployment?
No,
pay?
they didn't give me back, unfortunately. And the thing about it is, it's when it runs out. I mean, since I did the Bud Light Beer League stuff, I don't think I'm getting any more because every week that I've done the Bud Light Beer League thing, they're not going to give me any money for that. So
right.
So,
well, yeah.
So it's tricky. It's tricky.
Yeah, dude. I wish I was on unemployment. That'd be nice.
God. Yeah, it's so. I mean, it's just the way the country is, right? It's hard to get healthcare. It's hard to get health insurance. I mean, unemployment because they don't want to actually help people.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So I'm in those Xbox ads, but volunteering. So Have I ever thought about doing stand-up? Long time ago, I have. Like I just not to actually do it as a job, because clearly I don't think I have the chops for stand-up. But just because I was just be curious to see just to think about how I would do. You know, like I tried creating up a stand-up routine, just curious to try to see if I could kind of create it. I wanted to be a comic strip artist a long time ago, like Peanuts and Calvin and Hobbes and that kind of thing. So, you know, I would be writing a lot of humor and stuff. So, but at this point, probably not. So,
I wonder how many people like come in like I want to animate or not animate. I want to draw comics for newspapers. Like I wonder how many people have that dream still, because it's got to be not many.
Oh yeah.
I mean, newspapers are dying. So
yeah, and if
now you'd want to be like a webcomic guy, I would think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have volumes of comics that I've drawn and my brother have drawn, like downstairs in my room right now. So like, it's interesting though, but because like I followed comics very heavily, and you know, Calvin and Hobbes, Bill Watterson is one of my favorite artists, and if you follow Bill Watterson, like the history and what he talks about in terms of comics and just how effed up that industry was even then, like 30 years ago, like 30 years ago, how fucked up the industry was. Like it's worse now. Like you went from being able to draw 4 panels to now you can only do 3 panels. Sunday had to be in a specific format so they could format it so that it was wider or skinnier, and you had to have a throwaway first 2 panels because they had to have the option of excising those 2 panels for space, which is why a lot of Sunday comics would have this weird 2-panel throwaway gag to start and then the rest of the comic afterwards. And eventually Bill Watterson and Calvin and Hobbes got so popular that he could force allowing him to draw his Sunday page however he wanted. So he would have one giant panel and a few tiny panels and color it and all this beautiful color and all this stuff. And a bunch of newspapers dropped Calvin and Hobbes because they couldn't format it onto their page, and they got mad because he wasn't, actually going along with all of their restrictions. And Bill Watterson was powerful enough to say, you know what, I don't care, fuck you. And he also was popular enough, and he never sold the rights to his stuff. So that's why we've never seen...
yeah, I do know that much.
Yeah, that's why we don't see greeting cards. We don't see stuffed animal Hobbes or anything like that. Because he just never wanted that shit to happen to his cartoons. So, you know, he was a hard head, but, you know, I admire it.
I think a lot of it had to do with him not wanting to be like Garfield.
Garfield is...
Yeah, God. Garfield. I forget the Jim, whatever the
Jim
hell
Davis.
Is. That dude. Yeah, Jim Davis. He's all about putting Garfield everywhere and selling the name, and he obviously wants to make money from, which I don't blame him. But I feel like that's like he just didn't want to be like, he didn't want his comic to be Garfield-ized.
Yeah, all those stickers.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, all the stickers that you see from Calvin and Hobbes, you know, pissing and on stuff on cars and everything like that.
Bootleg.
It's all bootleg, 100% bootleg. He's never let anybody do that. But Jim Davis, he doesn't even draw his comic anymore. He just sits on a farm he just sits on a beach collecting money at this point. He actually drew a second comic about being on a farm because he wasn't drawing Garfield anymore. So he was like, let me just draw another comic for a while. But at this point in time, Garfield is not drawn by him. And if you notice, they recycle jokes over and over and over again because it's so successful internationally that he can't have any cultural references. There can never be any plot advancements in it, or, you know, et cetera, et cetera. It just has to stay status quo so it can appeal as broadly as possible. The best thing that came out of Garfield is the website Garfield Without Garfield. I don't know if you've actually seen this before.
I have seen that. Yeah. It's so weird.
Like, it's just
super weird.
Photoshop Garfield out of everything, so it just looks like every comic strip John Arbuckle is having an existential crisis, and it's the most hilarious thing ever.
It's creepy to me, dude.
It's so good.
It's like he's having a very serious mental breakdown.
Yeah, like you see John just sitting there. Next panel, he's just sitting there, and the third panel, he's like, "I tried, okay," and that's it. Like he's like not yelling at anybody, and you're just like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, it's rough.
Man, Garfield without Garfield is pretty great. And to Jim Davis's credit, I heard he loves Garfield without Garfield as well. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, just search for Garfield without Garfield. It's easy to find. So
There was a tweet where there was a panel of Garfield where he took Garfield to the vet, and there's like a cup of something sitting on the table, and the guy just drinks it, and he's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "Oh, free cup of Joe," or something, that just drinks it, and then the nurse, the vet tech or whatever she was like, "Oh well, I hope you're ready to give birth to horses or whatever it was," and so like it was like, he drank a semen sample, and somebody had that like printed out. And they had Jim Davis sign it and confirm that it was canon to Garfield, right? And then so he took a picture of Jim Davis signing and confirming it was canon to Garfield and tweeted out, "I'm so glad that Jim Davis confirmed that the whatever the guy's name is, drinking horse cum is canon." And then Jim Davis responded on Twitter like, "We need to look into this." It was real good. It was
that's
super
funny.
fucking funny.
Oh yeah, so Witchlight actually posted the link in the chat there. The Garfield minus Garfield is what it is. Garfield minus Garfield, and this stuff is, like I said, I can just sit here and read this forever because it's just like it's so existential. I swear.
Creepy.
Oh man.
Real creepy hours.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of, sometimes I have a bad habit. Not recently. Like it happens maybe once every other month or something. But I'll like be on Reddit, and I'll get lost in like the Reddit verse, or maybe even on YouTube, and I'll get stuck in like creepy Reddit or creepy YouTube.
Oh God! Like what?
And then I always do it right before bed, like an asshole. Have you ever done that before?
I'm pretty good about not getting lost in Reddit or YouTube. I've actually gotten pretty good at that. The most I ever get lost in YouTube is I just end up listening to a bunch of music or cat videos, I guess sometimes, which is where you always end up. But Reddit, never. I basically never use Reddit. Like Reddit is like a non-existent thing to me, so.
Okay.
The only time I use it is for Final Fantasy Record Keeper, actually, so.
That's like Keith. He only goes on the One Piece subreddit.
Oh, really? Whoa, One
Yeah.
Piece. I didn't know he was a One Piece fan.
Keith is the biggest One Piece fan in the world.
Really?
Yeah, he has like a shrine to One Piece in his home. Anybody who wants to talk about One Piece, they're his best friend.
Interesting.
I actually, so Adam is particular about who he invites in his home, right? And right when MVCI was coming out, my buddy Dennis wanted to go to see Otaku. He goes by K-Loud. Maybe some of you guys know him. He's a Guilty Gear player. But he was going to train with us in MVCI because we had this game plan of a bunch of us were going to stay at Keith's place. He has a pretty nice home in Orlando.
Right.
And we were going to train for 2 weeks to get ready for MVCI and go bop everyone in the tournament, which we did. I think top 16 was like 8 of us.
Oh, nice.
And Keith took 4th.
Oh, good shit.
Yeah, it was like Ski Sonic was 7th. Yeah, we were maybe even higher. Like we all did really well in the tournament. Anyways, so he had never met K-Loud, and Keith was like, I don't know the guy. I was like, listen, man, he likes One Piece. He's like, okay, fine, I trust you now. So that's how much Adam likes One Piece, and he'd never met K-Loud before. And I was like, look, man, he's one of my really good friends, and he likes One Piece.
Yeah.
And me adding that on, he was like, okay, fine. He sounds like a good guy.
Yeah. Oh, Keats is really good at those games, Bill Hicks. He's really good. He's top 8 Evo at Tatsunoko versus Capcom, so...
yeah, Adam is actually good at games, which is funny because when he first started working on KI, a lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then he would play them and he would dunk them. And they would be like, oh, but maybe he does know what he's talking about.
He's one of those people who's fast. Like... For me, I need to like sit down and like mess with things, and it takes me a while to understand the flow of games. But Keats like is one of those people who will just pick it up like instantaneous. It's crazy.
Yeah, he learns games quickly.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of how I am too. Like if I ever met a girl whose favorite movie is The Princess Bride, like that's all I need to know. Like I don't have to know anything else about the girl, and I could fall in love with that girl like free, just like right
Well,
there.
what if she was a Republican?
If she was a Republican, I don't think she would like The Princess Bride. I just don't. I don't see the minds mixing, but
there's a lot of Republicans who think Blazing Saddles was made
actually,
for them.
You know what? That's right, because there were people who got mad at Rage Against the Machine for becoming political, for Tom Morello for
exactly.
being political. You're right.
People don't always get the message, is what I'm saying.
Okay, if they don't like if they like the movie and are also Republican, then I don't think they like it for the right reasons, and then forget it basically at that point. So
that's fair.
Oh man, dude,
would you be mad at me if I told you I've never seen Princess Bride?
No, not at all. I mean, the movie came out in '85. That's before you were born.
I mean, I was born in '88.
Oh yeah,
32.
But
not that far before I was born.
Yeah, that's the hard part about it, dude. Rage Against the Machine is called Rage Against the Machine, and like there's a picture of a monk burning himself on one of the covers of his albums, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, Princess Bride is one of those movies that when you see the name Princess Bride and it's like, oh look, here's a picture of this swashbuckling guy and this beautiful princess. Like, what makes you want to see it? Like, it bombed in the theaters. This movie bombed in the theaters because they didn't know how to market it. It actually succeeded in the VHS scene, at the rental store scene. And that's where it kind of gained its second leg because, like, Roger Ebert put it in one of his top 10 movies of the year, or Siskel, one of those two did, right? And everybody was like, what? And, like, then word of mouth started spreading. So it was a cult movie for the longest of time. Super cult movie. And it's like the perfect movie that now, because everybody has talked about how good it is, a lot more people have seen it. But at the time, it was a complete bomb. And because
I mean, Fight Club was like that too.
Yeah.
More of a modern day type. Well, I shouldn't say modern. Yeah, that movie's probably like 20 something.
Yeah,
years
I know, right?
Jeez, but yeah, Fight Club bombed in theaters too, and then rentals it fucking smashed because it was actually a super good movie.
Yeah, same thing with Major League. Major League.
Oh, really? I didn't know Major League bombed.
You know why? It was released on the same weekend as Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah. Which also is, by the way, one of the greatest movies ever made. Oh God, I love that movie.
That's a tough draw.
And the interesting thing about it is because my parents owned a video store, I kind of know what movies were successful on video. Yeah, and when Major League came out on video, that thing found a second life on video. Man, that thing made a ton of money.
Great
that
film.
Thing made a ton of money. So that's a movie. That movie was really funny, dude. It was really good.
Dude, Major League was super dope.
Yeah.
that was peak Charlie Sheen.
Yep. But yeah, Princess Bride was a box office failure. It was a box office flop, and now it's considered one of the greatest movies. And I heard some people are trying to remake it, and it's just like,
no,
dude,
why?
Like, you will never be able to replace Wallace Shawn as the Sicilian. You'll never be able to replace Andre the Giant as Fezzik, and I mean, frankly, Mandy Patinkin. I mean, have you watched like Criminal Minds before, the TV show? Or Chicago Hope was a TV show.
Nope.
Mandy Patinkin is like this big, really big, stocky guy. And he's the one who played Inigo Montoya because when he found out the movie was being made, he's like, I have to play this role. And he just starved himself and lost all his weight and just like scrawnied himself up just so he could play that role. So if you actually look at Mandy Patinkin in that movie and then look at him from like Criminal Minds or from Chicago Hope, you're like, what? Like, how is this the same human being?
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
That's shit, what's his name? Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Christian Bale went from literally like 98 pounds in The Machinist to like 198 fucking cock diesel swole for Batman.
Be nice if we got paid millions of dollars to work out, though, you know?
I mean, yeah, dude. Oh, what's his face from the guy who plays Mac on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. One of the seasons, they're like, all right, we need you to get fat. I don't know what the plot device was.
Oh, dang.
He was never like a super in shape guy.
Right.
But the plot device was he was going to get fat and then become super in shape.
Oh.
And so he did it for the show. And then like after all that shit happened, he was like, like, listen, guys, anybody can do it if they have a paid trainer that's in your home 24/7. You have a live-in chef and blah blah.
Right.
He's basically just trying. Yeah. They're Rob McElhenney. He's basically just like, look, man, this isn't real life. Like normal people cannot achieve this.
Right.
Is what he was trying to like put out there. Is like so for a normal person working a 9-to-5 job, scraping by to look like this, like they're basically putting in the hours of another 9-to-5 job to look that way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like he was trying to make like a point that like stop being unrealistic with how people should look.
Yeah. I mean, I forgot who it was. There was another actor I remember who was talking about like fattening themselves and stuff, but then like losing weight. It's just like I mean, like look at freaking the other God. There's so many Chris's that are in superhero movies. Not Chris Evans. Chris Pratt, right? I mean, when he first was
got swole for Star-Lord.
Yeah, I remember when people first said he was going to play that, everybody was like, him? Like, because he's kind of schlubby in his show, right?
Yeah, no, he's like consummate dad bod. He has like just a little bit of a gut, I mean, well, Parks and Rec ended, so
right,
he got to get swole,
And then he showed
you can pay someone to train you. It's not real life.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's nice. It'd be nice. Like, like sometimes I'll see those movies where people like learn the martial arts and they get to fight, like Matrix. Like that'd be nice. Get trained to learn how to do kung fu.
Speaking of, before COVID hit, Keanu was gonna have 2 movies drop within a week of each other.
Yeah, that's right. It was like John.
It was gonna be John Wick 4 and Matrix 3 were gonna drop within a fucking week of each other. So he was gonna have 2 major films competing with himself basically at the same time.
Right. No, that was Matrix 4, right? Because there was a.
Matrix 4.
There was a Matrix 3, but a lot of
Matrix 4 and John Wick 4.
Yeah. Dang. Hi.
Man, I still need to see John Wick 3. I rented it one time. And it was just like a digital rental, and I fell asleep watching it like halfway through because it was just like 3 in the morning.
And then it expired.
And then the next day I forgot to watch it and it was gone. So I do need to watch this though, because I really like the first 2.
I've never seen the John Wick movies. I mean,
what?
There was so what happened honestly was there was one point in time where I saw like every movie on the planet. Because my brother was doing movie reviews. He just did it for fun on the side. And so he got screenings all the time. So I used to go to all the screenings with him. So I saw a bunch of like great movies and a bunch of shite movies and stuff, But, when my brother, met his, now wife and everything, he had always said like he's just going to stop it as soon as that happens and concentrate on family, because that's the most important thing to him was family. And so he did that, and then he stopped going to screenings. And I also stopped going to a lot of the screenings before that because he would take his ex-girlfriend to a lot of those screenings as well. But eventually he just stopped going, and at that point in time, I've just dropped off the movie planet. Like I've outside of MCU stuff, like I've barely MCU and like Disney Pixar stuff. I've barely seen anything except when I go onto airplanes, and now with
Hey, wouldn't all the travel make you want to watch a bunch of things? That's what I would think.
Yeah. The hardest part was that a lot of the travel that you would go on wouldn't have the movies that I was interested in. So I missed a lot of movies like that. So
I would have just been loading them up on my phone and going from there, basically.
But from what? Oh, right. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, just watch it on my little screen.
I was about to say, I was like, yeah, but sometimes Netflix doesn't have all of them and everything. And I was like, oh wait, yeah. Okay, there are other means of obtaining.
Yeah, there's other ways to take care of that.
None of
all
which...
legal, of course. I would never do something illegal.
Of course. Just
never, I wouldn't pirate
just like
show or
my
a
dad,
movie ever.
my dad and the box, right? So you know,
Yeah, exactly. How can it be illegal if I can do it? That's pretty much your dad's logic.
yeah, dude. Okay, I will say that I have seen a lot of the Mission Impossible movies, and those
I saw
are.
the first one and the second one, and that was it.
Uh-oh. So my cat likes to go into ketchup packets. So I've left this chili packet on my table just to see
Yeah.
if I can discourage him from doing this. And I don't know if he got into there because now he's running away from it. I don't see any teeth marks in there, so.
Probably just knocked it over.
But yeah, I just wanted to see if I could, if he ate some, he would just be like, "Oh my god," and then like never try to eat the ketchup packets again. But I don't know.
You know, it's a good way to do that is if you put hot sauce on it.
Yeah, I mean that's what this is, right? The chili sauce.
Oh, okay.
So that's what the,
Okay. I would say if you bit into it, you'd say
yeah, he would be like, "Oh my god," you know, and it wouldn't be enough to like hurt the cat or anything like that. So
Right. Yeah. Of course. Not.
yeah. Yeah, no, but the Mission Impossible movies were really good. I saw a lot of those on the plane. Those were surprising. Like the first one is good. Second one, just no. Actually, the first one I've never seen because fuck the first one because I know about what happens in the plot and I hate that plot line. I think we've talked about it when we were talking about Resident Evil, Resident Evil 8. The second
the
one,
original good guy becomes the bad guy.
yeah. The second one I heard is, and I saw it. The second one wasn't very good. The best thing it did was give us Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I think I mentioned that last time. Because Dougray Scott was supposed to be Wolverine, but then he said, "No, I'll play the bad guy in Mission Impossible 2." And so he rejected that, and so Hugh Jackman became Wolverine. And so thank you, Dougray Scott, and thank you, Mission Impossible 2. 3 was good, and then like 4, and then it just like weirdly got better as it kept going, and like the Mission Impossible movies actually kind of get better as it goes, which is kind of crazy.
Rare.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've not seen those. But you should watch if you like action films, which obviously you do. Because you're talking about Mission Impossible. Definitely check out John Wick for sure.
Yeah.
You will be pleasantly surprised of how good they are.
I'm just trying to see, can you stream it? You know, is there John Wick streamable?
I don't think so. I think you have to rent it.
Yeah. They're probably popular enough that they wouldn't be willing to give it away for free, you know.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, like, all those companies get paid for when they're on Netflix or whatever.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Oh, actually, I have a website that I'll put in the chat, in the stream. No, not
Don't
for,
corrupt
not for
me,
pirating,
Tubo! You
No,
can't corrupt me!
Not for pirating. No, this just shows you what movies and shows are on what streaming service.
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
So that way you don't have to, like, Google each show. You can just be like, type in John Wick, and it'll tell you where you can watch it, or legally.
Oh, man. You aren't gonna corrupt
let's
me.
see.
No, just kidding. It's fine. It's fine.
It is not on any of the normal streaming services,
Yeah.
but you can buy it or rent it on several.
Yeah. Oh, man.
John Wick 2, same thing. John Wick 3, same thing.
I mean, it was weird. I went on the airplane and they had Fast and the Furious, the latest one with Hobbs and Shaw on there. And so I hadn't seen most of the Fast and Furious movies. I heard you can skip 4. I seen 1, 2, and 3. I heard you can skip 4, so I saw 5. But then the problem was I went on the airplane and they had Fast and the Furious 1. They had Fast and the Furious 5, 7, and then Hobbs and Shaw. And I was like, what? Like, why would you not have 6 or 8? You know, it was just like the weirdest thing. So I saw 5,
The
but
question
then...
is, why is there's that many Fast and the Furious movies?
Because Vin Diesel likes money, that's why.
Yeah, I guess so. Holy shit! That just reminded me. Last September, pretty much every September, I go out to Orlando for CEO Taku to do commentary. And
Right,
to
yeah.
visit. So he was like, we have to go to Universal Studios because I just lost a bunch of weight. I can get on most of, if not all, the rides finally. Because they have the limit of how fat.
Yeah.
So he's like, dude, we have to go now. You lost all his weight. Let's go do this. I was like, okay, cool. And he had told me about the Fast and Furious ride, about how bad it was, and I didn't believe him. So we go there, and we go on some rides or whatever. I'm like, all right, man, we have to hit Fast and the Furious. So we hit it before we left, and I haven't laughed that hard this entire year, like since then. It was that bad. It was like just the corniest fucking thing in the world. And you can watch, like, there's YouTube videos of it.
Okay,
You can watch it, but being there experiencing it was just so incredible. Like, the acting it's so very, very bad.
I mean, is it them though? Is it actually them, or is it like fake Vin Diesel?
Well, Vin Diesel's in it. Like, it's weird because, like, Ludacris is not actually in it. There's this highly detailed, graphic created version of Ludacris. So he's not actually there. He never actually acted. He gave his voice to it, but he's full CGI.
Snap! Wow, they
Vin Diesel is
CGI.
in it though.
They CGI Ludacris.
Dude, there's a part where the FBI breaks into their garage, right? And I think it's Tyrese is like, "Hey, I'm not coming with you. You're not my boss." And it's a fucking federal agent. And the guy was like, "That makes sense." He had like a gun pointed to it. "You gotta come with me on arrest." He's like, "You're not my boss," and just walks away. Dude, I was crying, laughing, and like the family in front of me was like a dad and some kids, and the dad's like crying, laughing as I'm laughing, and Adam's laughing, dude. It was so bad. It was just. If you ever go to Universal Studios in Orlando, go to that ride.
Okay.
As long as they have it up, like, just as soon as you get in the park, just fucking beeline it for the worst experience you'll ever have.
That, I will honestly say, will almost always be some of the funniest experiences ever. When something is so bad or so funny that you start laughing and you get a stranger to start laughing and the two of you laugh together like you've been best friends your whole life is like one of the greatest experiences. Oh, man.
It was strong. Also, the ET ride is just so outdated.
Oh, God. I mean, I went on the ET ride when I was a kid, dude. I mean, like, seriously.
Yeah, it's so outdated, and it's very creepy. There's, like, you go to ET's home planet, and there's all these creepy creatures that look nothing like him, and one of them is called Magdoll, and all it does, the whole ride, just pops up out of nowhere and goes, ET goes, Magdoll! And it's creepy-looking, like... man, those rides are the best rides to be like. The terribly awful. I'm gonna make fun of it for the rest of my life rides. Those are the best.
That's actually the scariest thing about Disneyland is they constantly modernize their rides. Like
really?
Yeah, Disneyland always changes their rides. Their rides, either like something will get upgraded. Like I've seen situations where this ride is just randomly upgraded all of a sudden. Like there's this one part where these rocks are supposed to look like they're falling on you on Thunder Mountain Railroad, but they added like little TNT like fuse lines and like a fake fire explosion at one point in time. And, you know, they've even retrofitted a bunch of, like Pirates of the Caribbean added Jack Sparrow into it. And now they're going to change Splash Mountain to be a Princess and the Frog themed and stuff. And,
yeah, I did see that.
They added a Winnie the Pooh ride. And, you know, there's so many secrets in Disneyland. And I have a lot of friends who know a lot of the secrets. But, like, they replaced the Bear Jamboree or something like that. And there's one point in the Winnie the Pooh ride which replaced it that you go through these doors that open up. But if you actually just take the time and look backwards and look up, the heads of the animatronic bears that used to be there are all just like sitting there, you know, like just as an homage, you know, like, yes, we know we replaced it and we're preserving them here. But like, if you don't, there's like no way you'd know. There's no way you'd actually go and look at it. So
sure.
And, oh, God, that's right. Now I just remembered the ordeal of trying to get on that stupid Rise of the Resistance ride at Disneyland the last time I was there. Oh, my God, that was a fucking ordeal because you had to, like, get in there and check in on the phone and do all this shit. And, like, even though we did it right away, we were still on the wait list right at the very end. And then we managed to get on the ride, like, at the last second before it closed. This is, like, the newest thing at Disneyland. And, God, you don't describe it because you don't want to spoil it to anybody.
Was it worth all the trouble?
It's that incredible. Like, I have never been on a ride like that. And I was on that ride and I was just like, oh, like my friend is like the biggest Star Wars nerd that I know, right? I mean, he's one of the now, you know, I hate the new trilogy, but here's the extended universe. I've read each book like 7,000 times, you know, kind of Star Wars fan. And like the two of us just came off that ride. We're like, what the hell? Like it's like there are certain things that happen in that ride that are just like I am like fucking mind blown. And
Cool.
like I said, I cannot talk about it because it would be such a disservice to ever describe anything that happens on the ride to anybody. You have to experience. But hopefully at some point they can make it so that it works better, that it doesn't break down as much, and that they can fit more people in there. But, you know, it's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, Universal in Orlando. That was the first theme park I'd ever been to.
No, I'm okay.
I've been to like Six Flags a few times. I've been to Cedar Point in Ohio.
Yeah, I was about to say Cedar Point. Like I would imagine you'd go there as a child, right?
I mean, Six Flags in Gurney Mills, Illinois, was way closer to me, so I went there.
Oh, okay.
Like usually, my family was scrounging up change up because our local grocery store would do a deal. If you bought like 4 tickets, you could get 4 for the price of 2.
Oh, okay.
And there's 4 kids, so my family would save up and we would go get those tickets and go like once a year and things like that.
Cool. Okay.
Because it was like an hour and a half drive from home.
But you said Orlando was the first theme park?
The first theme park I ever been to, yeah, like a Disneyland or whatever, anything like that.
Oh, Six Flags doesn't count, basically.
Right, yeah, it's not a theme park. I mean, it's like kind of like they partner with Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like Bugs Bunny and shit, but it's not an actual theme park.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so that was the first time I've been to an actual theme park. So that was cool. That was really cool.
Because, you know, Magic Mountain is here, which is a Six Flags, and we call it a theme park here anyway because they're all just theme parks at this point in time.
Yeah, I just call those amusement parks.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Cedar Point. I've been to Cedar Point one time. One fucking time I went. And the one time I went, I wanted to go on there at the time. I don't know if it's still a huge attraction. But they had this ride, I think it was called the Bullet. And it was the fastest coaster in the world. It literally just went up, and there was a huge drop, and you hit like 100 miles per hour or something. It was ridiculously fast. The one day we went, the one fucking day we went, it was closed. The one day we walked up to the sign, and it said like June 29th, this ride is closed. Like only that day for maintenance, dude. We were fucking pissed. Like this sucks. 'Cause my family was broke growing up. Like my dad supported 4 kids and my mom sometime on a fast food salary. Like we were broke.
Jesus.
So making trips like that was not often
right.
And it was like we're not staying in a hotel. We're driving out overnight. We're going to the park, and then we're driving home overnight. Like that's how this is gonna work.
That's like that Simpsons episode where they're driving to Itchy and Scratchy Land, right? Where they're trying to drive overnight, and they're like, "Are you sure you're not falling asleep, Homer?" And he's like, "I'll be fine." And then it switches to a scene where a car like skidding, and it crashes into a tree and blows up. And then pans out to a window of a hotel room, and they're staring out the hotel room, and they're like, "Glad that's not us."
Pretty much, man. Yeah, my stepdad was a trooper.
Yeah, dude, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I was like probably like 11 or 12 at the time. Super disappointing.
Yeah, I've never been to Cedar Point. Cedar Point and Magic Mountain have always fought each other for number of coasters and tallest coaster and fastest coaster. So they've always been rivals. So I've always wanted to go to Cedar Point because also East Coast versus West Coast is a very different mentality with roller coasters. And again, don't ask me why I know this. Me and my Star Wars friend are big theme park fans. So we always try to go to. We both had Magic Mountain season passes, and we would go all the time. And every year we would go to Not Scary Farm, and we go to Disneyland a lot. There was one time we literally went to Disneyland. No, we went to Magic Mountain, rode on all the rides because if it's empty enough, you can get on most of the good rides, and then drove to Not Scary Farm to do the Not Scary Farm that night. Like there was one time we did that. So we're both into that, but East Coast really likes airtime, and West Coast really likes inversions. So West Coast is all about loops and flipping and stuff, but East Coast is more about like making you go up a hill and then getting you to the point where you hit the top and you become weightless because of the momentum and then rolling down. And I kind of like that more too than the inversions, because the inversions, now that I'm old, they actually make me sick. So I've always wanted to go and do a lot of that stuff on the East Coast. So
That's fair, yeah. You should.
yeah.
Listen, when you get that riot paycheck, you can accomplish all your dreams, James. That's the goal.
Yeah, I mean, me and my friend always said that one day we want to take a road trip across the country and just hit up all the theme parks and just ride everything across the country and stuff. And you know, I mean, he's wealthy enough now that we probably could, and I don't have a job long enough that once the pandemic is over, it might actually be something we could do. So, might actually be something we
dope.
could do. I mean,
If
Loops,
you want to stop in Minnesota on your way.
dude, how close is Cedar Point to Minnesota? Minnesota and Ohio, I know aren't that super close. But...
I'll tell you literally right now how long the drive would be. I'll look it up.
Oh, okay. And then I'll reverse engineer it and triangulate your position so I can...
Dude,
No, I was kidding.
I would just give you my address. I can tell you where I live, James. You have my phone number, man.
Oh, man.
Let's see. It would be a 10-hour, almost 11-hour drive.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so it's far.
We're not that close. So, yeah, they're
Okay.
way farther east. They're on East Coast time, and I'm on Central time.
Oh, dang. I didn't realize it
Yeah.
was that far. Okay.
Yeah, when I was in Illinois, it was a much shorter drive.
Yeah.
About like half of the
Yeah.
drive, like
Yeah.
5 hours.
You say that, Zygon, loops aren't scary and don't really have entertainment value until you ride X at Six Flags. That ride, even though it's loopy and kind of makes me dizzy, is like my favorite ride at Six Flags is Goliath. Oh, I'm sorry, Colossus. Goliath. And that one doesn't have any loops. It just has the big drop. And I love that ride. It's my favorite ride. But the best ride is X, like without question, because you will never have gone on any roller coaster like X. It's the craziest shit that I've ever been on. And my brother, for my birthday, and a bunch of friends went to Magic Mountain, and it was the first time and probably last time my brother will go there at any time soon. And he said when he went on X, he was like, yeah, I thought I was going to die. He was like, I actually thought I was going to die. Because it's basically a ride where there's the track, there's a car that either sits on top or the bottom of it, depending on where it feels like it, and the seats are off to the side, and the seats rotate independently. So if it's on top of the track, you face backwards, but if it goes under the track and they flip you right side up, now you're facing forward, and so they just take you in every direction possible. And the very beginning of the ride, you're going up the ramp and you're facing the sky, so you can't even see the top, but then you start to feel yourself going over. And then once they start to drop, they drop you straight down, they turn you so you face straight down. You look at the ground and that ground is coming at you, and then they turn you so that you dive head first in towards the ground, and then they loop you around like that. And it's like that part, like I saw it and all I thought was red 5, I'm going in, you know, like that. But it's like unlike anything I've ever been on, and it's so crazy, dude. That ride is great.
Yeah, hopefully all these mask mandates that are being put in place make a difference in the next 8 weeks, and we can start talking about doing things like that. Dude, it fucking sucks that summer is gone. Like, we just didn't get a summer this year.
Didn't happen. Although, to be honest, my summer probably wouldn't have been that much different if you exclude the tournament scene.
Yeah, but we would have got tournaments.
Yeah. Dude, like, I'm actually surprised, because Santa Monica, where I live, is kind of a posh place. I live on the non-posh part of, like, south of the 10 freeway is, like, less posh than north of the 10 freeway. But, like, I'm surprised. I drove around today, and most people were wearing masks, like, that I saw walking around. I was actually really surprised about that. So I was like, not bad.
Yeah, even before the mandate was in place in Minnesota, the majority of people in Minneapolis, not the surrounding suburbs, not anywhere around there, but like Minneapolis, St. Paul. If I went like grocery shopping, if I go grocery shopping now, out of 100 people, there'd be maybe like 3 to 5 without a mask on.
Okay.
So we're really good about it regardless.
That's good.
That's why our
good.
numbers are so low. But
That's good. Yeah, we have fucking Huntington Beach over here, which is like the West Coast Florida, basically, you know, kind of situation. I don't know. You saw some of those videos of the dudes walking around Huntington Beach trying to hand masks out to people, and
I did see that.
Yeah, and the guy was just like, "What? You want to fight then? Like, I'll come and get you." Yeah, I was just like, so embarrassed. Like, I see that, I'm like, oh god, I'm so embarrassed to be in California, dude.
Dude, I'm just embarrassed to be in America.
Dude, right?
The whole, all of it right now is just, we are we are the laughing stock of the rest of the planet.
Mm-hmm. And you know,
it's not even hidden. Like, everyone's making fun of us.
Do you know what my theory is on why there's so many people who hate wearing masks and stuff? It's just because objectively, there's no subjectiveness to this. Objectively, the U.S. and our government and Donald Trump has completely failed handling this pandemic. Like, there's no way that you could see it any other way. Like,
correct.
No matter what. But so many people are, like, Trump is such a polarizing figure. And this is not even, like, complaining about left or right. It's just that he is such a polarizing figure that you can't say anything bad about Trump. He can never be wrong, right? Because that's how polarized it became. And so wearing a mask or thinking that the virus is real is an admission that he fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Right? And so it has to be a hoax, or wearing a mask has to be killing your freedoms because Trump has to still be right. You know what I mean? In a lot of ways. And like I said, this is not saying that any side is like smarter or dumber, but it's just like the fact that that our country has gotten so polarized on the left right, more so than ever before, means that it's like David said one time to me. He was like, you know, the things that you claim about Trump sound like what you claim about someone when you're exaggerating, but you're being truthful. But because it's so exaggerating, people can kind of brush it off like you're exaggerating. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's just so polarizing now that nobody can ever, that he can't do anything wrong anymore. And so it has to be a hoax. It has to be a hoax. Otherwise, Trump fucked up. And that's kind of how I feel. So.
Yeah. It's just... I get real... I don't want to say upset. It doesn't upset me. I think it's funny when people say things like, well, it cuts off your flow of oxygen. And then I think about every surgeon in America, every nurse and doctor on the planet has worn a surgical mask as long as I can fucking remember. Probably well before I was born. Not once. And these people will go into surgery for 8, 10, 12 hours at a time.
Yep.
Not once has their oxygen been fucking cut off. Not once have they got carbon monoxide poisoning from breathing in their own exhalations. Like, that's not a real fucking thing.
Dude,
yet anti-maskers are like, oh, it's bad for you. It cuts off your... Dude, every fucking doctor in the history of the planet has done this. What are you talking about? How dumb can you be?
Right.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's funny because it's just so sad and ridiculous that it becomes all you can do is laugh at it.
I mean, even if it was minorly possible that it would make the doctor dizzy, he's fucking cutting with knives and, like, people's lives are at stake, right? Like, you wouldn't wear a surgical mask if it affected you even the tiny bit. Even the tiny bit. And,
cutting, like, right next to arteries and...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. I can't fathom being that selfish that you would lie to yourself, because there's no way they're that stupid. There's no way that they're that stupid. They're just using it as an excuse to not do it.
Yeah.
So it's just wild to me that they're that selfish that they would make up lies and try to justify. It's weird.
I'm still planning to do a Resident Evil stream where I just wear a mask the entire time. because it's Biohazard, right? Resident Evil Biohazard. I feel like thematically it makes sense. And I'm going to try to marathon it like on one day on a weekend, like for 10 hours. I'll eat, obviously, but I'll wear a mask the entire time. Just be like, look, I'll be fine. You know, the worst might get is like discomfort, you know, because it's a brand new mask. And so it's a little stiff and stuff like that. But, you know, I just want to do that. So
this is one of my cloth masks.
Oh, nice.
See, I don't tie it around my ear. I just tie it all the way back around my head.
Okay.
And then I don't get the discomfort because the little bit of hair I have, you know, gets rid of any, like, rubbing.
Yeah.
But I can see how, like, holding, like, one of the disposable masks behind your ears for 12 hours, like, yeah, sure, that might get a little uncomfortable. But also, 99.9% of us are wearing a mask for an hour at the most.
Right.
We're going to the grocery store, we're picking up, you know, essentials, and then we're going home. It's just, it's people, like, I see all these videos of people, like, going off on grocery store employees and such because they're like, you can't come in here without a mask. And
I mean,
how selfish can you be? How selfish?
It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, like I said, I think last week I don't remember when it was, but I read that string of tweets of what they were doing in Taiwan, right? Where like the taxi that picked up this lady from the airport, after they dropped her off at the hotel, they call the hotel ahead of time so that she doesn't even need to go to the reception desk, that she can go to her room. And then afterwards, the taxi's not allowed to go back to the airport. It has to go somewhere and be wiped down for 20 minutes before it can go back to the airport. At the airport, she had to rent out a chip that will track wherever she goes so that they can track where she's been. They know everybody who's been in that taxi, and so if anyone catches it, they can report it. 7 deaths. 7 deaths, man.
We failed miserably. Should say we. The government failed miserably.
I mean, yeah, sure. Now Trump is like, it's going to get worse before it gets better. If he said that back in March, like, we wouldn't be in this situation here, dude.
Or December, or January, or February. Any of those months that we knew this was a thing. Like, it wasn't that's the most fucked up part, is it wasn't a surprise.
Right.
It wasn't like nobody knew and then all of a sudden there's this thing. Fucking everybody knew.
Right.
Everybody knew this shit was coming.
Dude, we were talking about it in that clip that David put up at Evo Japan, remember? Like, like we're walking with the mask, and Spooky's like, oh, you're wearing mask? And we're like, yeah, there's this virus. And he's like, oh, yeah, I heard about that, you know? And then lo and behold, here we are. And, I mean, I have N95 masks. Like, I just had a box of N95 masks because I bought them, like, 5 years ago. Because I have really bad allergies to pollen and stuff. And so whenever I go outdoors and like sweep leaves and shit like that, I have to wear that or I basically die of allergies, you know. So I wear N95 masks, which are a lot more hardcore than a lot of the cloth masks that we have out there. And I wear it, like, I'll put it on when I go out to grocery shopping or drive-thrus, and after I'm done, I just have it over my face the whole entire time I'm driving home. Like, I don't care. It doesn't impede anything, you know? It's crazy.
I mean, part of like, I think other countries' success, especially Asian countries' success with fighting off COVID, is the fact that whenever they get sick, they automatically wear masks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you go to Japan and you're like, oh, I have a cold, then they wear a fucking surgical mask.
I mean,
because they don't want to spread it to other people. Whereas America, like, if I got a cold, I'm going to work. Like, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm not wearing a mask. I'm just living my life. And if anybody else gets sick, fuck it. You know, like, it's just a big difference in culture.
Yeah. I mean, people were showing that picture that was going around of Sailor Mars with the mask on her face, because even for that old of an anime, way back then, you know, there was an episode where she got sick, and in order to help fight, she came and showed up with a mask on her face.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's a cultural thing, and fuck, man, we were on the wrong side of culture.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, I hope that wearing a mask when you're sick becomes normalized here way more.
people used to make fun of Japan all the time in China, pictures of them whenever they would see people wearing masks all the time, or the Japanese players would come here from EVO and they would wear masks all the time, and people were like, why are they wearing masks? That's weird, you know, kind of thing. And it's like, actually, it's not weird. They're being decent human beings.
Yeah, they're being courteous. I was definitely one of the people like had no idea that was a thing, though.
Yeah,
like, I think the fighting game community is probably what introduced me to like that being normal.
Oh, dang.
So yeah, I had no idea, like, because why would I live in America, you know?
Right.
And until, 3 years ago, I had never left the country. So I was not the most cultured person in terms of seeing the world.
So it was Scotland that you went to, right?
It was, I went there twice.
Okay, gotcha.
And then she broke my heart, James. Fuck.
This is one of the reasons why, man. It's hard for me to wanna, because like I said, when I get heartbroken, man, like it's not good. It's not good, dude.
Yeah, it's not just you though, man. I mean, like, if I'm being completely honest, I don't want to say I'm not over her. I'm over her, but I'll never be over the hurt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, like, it's just kind of one of those emotional bruises that shit never, like, I thought I was spending the rest of my life. I was gonna move to a different country for this person.
Yeah.
You know, and I stopped commentating. I stopped, at least trying to pursue that as a profession and things like that for her, like, because I thought that I was leaving, and there's no such thing as a professional commentator from fucking Scotland. Like, they just don't have the resources. Like, that's not what happens out there. And, like Logan and F Word are lucky that, that they got the opportunities they did in London. So.
Right.
So yeah, like, I gave these things up, and then she dumped me. So yeah, like, I'll never fully get over that, and it's probably for the best. Like, it's one of those things that you learn, you live and you learn, and
I mean, one of the
I still wouldn't change anything. Like, if I could go back and do it, I would do it all again, no question.
I mean, the girl that I probably fell hardest for in my life a long time ago, like 20-some years ago, one of my best friends at the time who knew I liked her basically stole her. Well, not stole her because I wasn't dating her, but pursued her anyway, and I never got over that either. So that one hurt.
I mean, that's different though.
Yeah,
that's
it's very different. It's a very different
situation. That's
situation.
like a love that never happened.
Right, exactly.
That's a what if situation, and that sucks too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should actually go get heartbroken for real.
I mean, when I broke up with my ex, it wasn't very good, so,
So then, at least a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't terrible, though. It wasn't a terrible breakup, but at the same time, it was just like, I don't know. I guess for me, it was a situation where I kind of knew it was coming, though, in a weird way, because, there was just, the age difference was too much, and there was just too much, she really wanted to go back to the East Coast. I never wanted to leave California, kind of things. And there was just a lot of differences and stuff. And I think I kind of saw the writing on the wall because I was kind of the one who brought it up first, Like, I was like, this isn't working anymore, is it? Kind of thing. So.
Right.
Yeah. But
dude, it's hard.
Yeah, I was realistic about it. I wasn't going to be like, you know what, like, fight for this kind of thing. I was just like, whatever. So, in fact, she was actually supposed to take Nathan too with her. So, but that just never happened. So
yeah, hold that shit, Nathan for life.
I'm happy because this boy is, even though sometimes he makes me mad, he's a boy. He's still trying to go after this chili packet right now again.
I mean, let him bite into it. He'll hate it.
I know. He's going after this chili. Look, you see this right now.
Yeah, bite into it, Nathan. Let us know how you like it.
Oh, what?
But yeah, you need to get back on the apps and go get heartbroken again.
This is gonna be
the whole conversation was going.
This is the new Kyle P, right? Instead of bringing up Kyle P, you're gonna be trying to get me to go on Tinder all the time.
Yes, because it's good for you, and you need this.
Yeah.
Because I'm your friend, and I care deeply about you. That's why. What do I get nothing from it? Arguing with you about you going on dates? Like, what do I have to gain from it?
No, I only laugh because oh dang, he got scared by my chair clicking. No, I only laugh because I know you're right and I know it's true, but you know, it's just one of those things, man.
If you get heartbroken, I'll be there to help you pick up the pieces. It's fine.
Man, if I get heartbroken, I'm flying you over so you can sleep in my bed with me. So you know.
I'll do it, man. Don't think I'll do it through a pandemic. That's the type of friend I am, James. I will get on a plane for you.
Oh man.
I'll get on a plane for you. I won't jump on a grenade though.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I actually probably would, but it wouldn't be like just for you. It'd be like I don't want other people anyone can be with me.
Dude, you would be you'd be Steve Rogers, right, in the movie?
Yeah,
They throw the grenade.
I would.
Yeah.
I would be that guy.
Get away, everybody! Get away!
And I have the video proof.
Yeah, exactly.
So if anybody ever tries to dispute, that's my favorite thing about that scare tactics clip is there's a lot of people who like talk shit like if I was on a plane in 9/11. The terrorists would have, I would have stopped them, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
A lot of people talk real tough, but have no proof that they would actually be tough.
Mm-hmm.
I have real fucking proof that I will absolutely sacrifice myself to save other people.
It's hilarious.
So no one can ever dispute me on that.
You know, nope. Like I said, that's why you would be one of the people I would take a bullet for because, you know, I know you'd do the same for me, so.
For sure. Absolutely, man.
Which would be kind of weird, right? Because then we would like be jumping in front of each other all day. I'm not sure
it
how.
It would be like Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Oh yeah.
And Endgame.
Oh man. I think we're talking about different things here, aren't we? Oh man.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I'm so sad because like we haven't been able to see the Black Widow movie too. Oh God.
Dude, I just really wish, as much as I like going to the movie theater, going to the cinema and experiencing that, I really wish companies would be just like, fuck it, we're going to release everything direct download.
Yeah, right.
Because some movies have done that and they like have had record-breaking views because of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, why just everything do that, man? We're stuck at home. Why are you making us wait?
Because the worst thing about it is piracy, which doesn't affect them as much as they think they do, is just enough that they think that piracy will ruin everything, you know, and that's the worst part about it. And I mean, maybe in China, sure, but you know, but even then, China's one of the biggest movie markets for a lot of these companies anyway, right? So you know, man, I mean, when I was a kid, there was always one guy who would give us, you know, like the camcorder recorded footage of like movies. So that's how we saw Temple of Doom or something like that, you know. Sure. And that was definitely a white dude who gave that to us.
Yeah. That's the guy that could afford the nice camcorder that actually fit in his jacket and fucking record it, man.
That's probably true.
And he paid for the camcorder by selling.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, Shang-Chi resumed filming today, huh? Because it's not filming in the U.S. Okay, there you go. Nice.
I mean, go ahead with the filming. We're not going to see it for another 4 years now.
God. Yeah, it's going to be a while.
At the same time, though, if the MCU never came back, like, I can kind of look at Spider-Man Far From Home as, like, a bonus movie, and then I got the story I wanted. That was the story I wanted. I got the ending that... Like, I got the celebration, the climax I wanted. Like, anything beyond that in the MCU is just bonus to me now. Like, it's like, if it's good, great. Like, keep bringing it on. But I got the franchise and the story that I wanted, so whatever.
We got the most expensive shot in movie history, which was the Iron Man funeral scene where it panned across everybody. Everybody. So
I didn't recognize the kid from Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
He was so grown up. In theaters, I was like, who the fuck is this rando?
Yeah. I logically deduced it was him, but that was only just through logical deducing.
Sure, yeah. Deduction,
sorry.
Deducing.
Oh, man. But yeah. It's true. Like, if this was where the MCU stopped, it wouldn't... Because we don't even know what the next threat is supposed to be. right? I mean, we got Thanos kind of early on, with him turning around and smiling.
I think they're setting up for Secret War.
Which one's Secret War again?
Secret War is where all the Skrulls come and they pose as the heroes.
Oh, yeah.
The heroes have to go as like triple agents to fight against the Skrull, and I think that's what they're setting up for.
That's right.
With spoiler alerts, by the way, but with the ending of Far From Home, where everybody all of a sudden thinks Peter Parker is a murderer.
Right. Yeah.
I think they're gonna fix that by he's a Skrull. It was a Skrull that did it, not Peter.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they did.
And I mean, they had the whole.
And,
they had the Nick Fury thing too in the Stinger as well. So.
Yeah. How he hasn't actually been around for.
Right.
We don't even know how long. And. I really think it's what they're setting up for. Yeah, the Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
That's what they're setting up for is some evil Skrulls coming through and fucking shit up.
Interesting.
And that gets set up for Galactus and Silver Surfer and Fantastic Four and X-Men and all that shit that's going to be coming down the pipeline in the next 10 years. But
I mean, they already said that the rumors were that in the next Captain Marvel movie, one of the villains might be a Rogue. Which makes sense, right? Because that's where Rogue gets her powers from. And
yeah, sure. That makes sense to me.
So they would kind of be able to introduce the X-Men characters slowly but surely,
Yeah, I can only fully assume that they're going to go, like Avengers route and, announce them one by one.
Yeah.
Let them come in, then form the X-Men, because if you look at what the DC Extended Universe tried to do with Justice League, when here they are all of a sudden, that shit doesn't work.
So
that is terrible character building.
Justice League was one of the movies I did see on the airplane. And I made such a mistake because I saw it right after I saw Infinity War.
Oh, man.
So I saw Infinity War, went on a plane, watched Justice League, and I was like, God, this movie is horrible. It's awful. This movie is terrible.
I refuse to watch any DCEU movies.
I don't even think
I just can't.
Snyder Cut's not going to fix it either because I hate everything Zack Snyder makes. Anyway, I hated 300. I hated Sucker Punch.
I like 300.
I actually
like
didn't.
300.
There was one thing about 300 that I really, really hated, actually, is that the women in that movie got treated super badly, and it pissed me off. So... there's not a single woman in that movie who didn't at one point in time was topless, and then even the wife, she sleeps with somebody and then gets mad and stabs him, and that wasn't good at all, it was just ugh.
I mean, Gerard Butler's character stuck up for his wife.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Dude,
about it.
Don't even tell me Sucker Punch was godly. That was one of the worst movies. So Justin wanted to see that movie badly. So it was me, Flo, Marn, Justin's ex at the time, myself, and a bunch of other. Me and Justin's ex were the ones who didn't want to see the movie. And when we went there, we were the only two that stayed awake throughout the whole. And Amir was there with us too. And we were the only. Me and his ex were the only ones that stayed awake. And we were so pissed because of how bad that movie was, dude. That movie was awful. Oh my god, that movie was so bad. 300 was only okay because the source material is super good. It was hard to ruin that. So
yeah, 300 is dope. The sequel to 300 is fucking awful.
Yeah.
There's I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a really awkward 15-minute sex scene. Right.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it was the Room level of fucking awkwardness, that sex scene. I was watching it in theater, and everybody in the theater was looking around can this end, please? It was everyone was looking at each other why is this still happening? What the fuck is this? Yeah, it was rough.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I mean...
I did hear Shazam was good. I heard that Wonder Woman is good, but I don't want to get involved in the DCEU because...
Well...
the whole of it is not good.
Right.
The worst MCU movies are okay. They're okay films.
Right, yeah.
The worst DCEU movies are complete fucking garbage trash. Mm-hmm. Throw them away, erase them.
Yeah.
I don't want to get involved in it.
The second Superman movie, the one Batman versus Superman, was just, oh god, what a garbage pile.
I tried watching that on an airplane going to a tournament, and literally like 30 minutes in, I cut it off. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Dude.
This is so.
It
was just incomprehensible.
You didn't even get to the
It
worst
didn't make
parts,
sense.
man. You didn't even get to the worst parts.
I know all about. Your mom
Yeah.
has the same name as my
Yeah,
mom. Why are we fighting? What? Okay.
I mean, yeah. So I like Wonder Woman a lot. I like Shazam as well. So Shazam was fun. Like, that's the best way to describe Shazam. There's like nothing serious about it, and it's just fun, and is also further proof that, you know, Street Fighter is bigger than anything else, and that's why people have to understand Street Fighter is a different kind of genre. Because I mean, like, even in Captain Marvel, they had the Street Fighter Champion Edition machine in the background. And in Shazam, there's a person who actually yells Hadouken in the middle of the movie. So
They had Street Fighter 2 in Captain Marvel as well.
yeah, that's what I just said. They had the cabinet in the background. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, actually
Street
no,
Fighter-
Six Machine. You're right. The Wonder Woman is great until the end, and then the climactic scene was just like, what is happening here? Yeah.
Don't they? I haven't seen it, but don't they kind of like rewrite history in it too?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't she defeat Nazi Germany by herself for some weird shit?
Well, they're all being evil because of Ares, the War of God, the God of War. And so
Yeah.
she, you know, spoiler, defeats Ares, and then all the Germans are like, wait, why are we fighting? You know, like, it was that kind of evil that was controlling it kind of thing.
So in the DC Extended Universe, the Holocaust doesn't happen?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Yep, sure. I'm good.
Nathan has the sauce pack again here.
Oh, he's gonna bite. Let him bite. I want to see.
Dang it,
his,
he keeps
like,
running away.
face.
Because he knows he's not supposed to eat this food, so...
Yeah, so if you give him attention, he
So as
stops.
soon as I do anything, he thinks I'm about to, like, you know, scold him or something like that, and so he keeps
Right.
running away.
Yeah, Miles is the same way. He knows what he's not supposed to do.
That's just the crazy part. Is like I've like scolded Nathan many times, sprayed him in the face with water all the time, and like he still does it.
Cat's gonna cat. I mean,
Yeah. Like Jasmine learns. It's like I tell her not to do something and she just stops. It's crazy. The only thing that didn't work was she always kept trying to bolt out of my house whenever I opened the door. But the first time I sprayed her in the face, when she did that, she stopped. It was kind of weird.
have you thought about getting her a harness and taking her outside?
I have. That's why she started bolting out the door. Because I put the harness on her and I let her out into our grassy area and she started eating the grass. And now that's all she wanted to do was eat the grass. And so, yeah, I actually got cat grass at home. I started growing my own cat grass. Like I got the grass seeds and everything. I grew it. She walked up to it, looked at it, started chewing on some of the grass. Nathan walked up to it and then like hit her on the face and started eating the grass, like pushed her out of the way. And then she never ate it again. And I was like, really, Nathan?
He dunked her. You had to let her know who's boss.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, really, Nathan? Oh my god. Nathan.
It's like in life. You go eat your cornbread.
Yeah.
Go
Because
eat
I
that
think
grass.
Nathan realized that he went from being half of Jasmine's size to like twice Jasmine's size, and so he likes to be the dominant. He likes being the alpha cat. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hold that. No grass for you, Jasmine.
I might try again, actually. I still have a lot of the grass seeds. They don't go bad, right? So
I don't know, but probably not.
I could try again and see if I can get them to do that again.
Yeah, when I'm working again, I want to get a harness and start taking Miles outside because just favorite thing to do is to sit on my couch and look outside. So.
Yeah. See, Jasmine was the same way. She liked to look out the windows and stuff like that all the time. And like I said, she was born a feral cat. So I'm sure there's that desire to explore. But that's why I'm scared to let her out, because if she wanders too far, and she's a black cat, so
Yeah, GG.
there's potential for people to like try to dump her into a trash can or something like that. You
Right?
know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't let her out on her own either. I mean, I wouldn't do that to my cat. But I live in the city proper, and I couldn't even let him back inside because I live in an apartment building. So
Right.
there's no like door for him to scratch on or anything like that. You know, I don't have a yard, etc.
Yeah, I mean, the previous owner of the house that I live in, there is a cat door built into one of my back doors, and so I could have that and let them in and out, but I'm just too scared to let my cats outside, and plus I just don't want them coming back with fleas and shit like that. Even though I have gotten fleas before, which is annoying, so that was an ordeal.
I'm
Jesus
lucky.
Christ.
I'm super lucky with my cat. No bugs, no sickness yet. He's almost 4.
Okay.
So I'm pretty lucky with him.
So you haven't had them for that long then, huh? Okay.
I got him. So I moved into this apartment in June of 2016. I got Miles in September 2016.
Oh wow. Okay.
And he was like 5-6 weeks old. Like he was not even of adoption age yet. But the farmer wanted him gone, so I was like, I'll come get him before you do whatever the fuck you were gonna do with him.
Where did you hear about the cat?
Craigslist posting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they posted pictures of him, and they were like $80, you know, whoever wants to come get him. And then so I called the guy, and I was like, hey, when can I get him? And he basically was like, as soon as possible, or we're gonna get rid of him. And I took get rid of him as we're farmers, and we're gonna euthanize it.
Right.
I was like, I'll be there later today.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah, and at the time I had a car, so I drove like an hour and a half out to bumfuck nowhere, Minnesota, and got my cat and drove him home.
See, this is what I mean. You're a hero, dude. You saved that girl who wasn't actually being attacked, and you saved the cat, dude. I mean, that's noble.
Well,
dude.
to be fair, I only picked him up because I thought he was cute, and he had no tail. So I was like, oh, that's weird.
Does he still not have a tail?
No, he'll never have one. He's a bobtail. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
His father was a bobtail.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
So he has really long back legs, and he can jump super high. Like, he jumps on top of my doors.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. He's a jumper. It's what he likes to do.
Dang. I've always wanted to try to train my cats to be a jumper, but Nathan is too lazy. Jasmine could probably do it, but just from years of lack of exercise, I think she's gotten kind of, chubby. She's gotten a little chubby now, so.
Miles is lazier now. Like, he used to pry open my closet door just so he could jump on top of it. He hasn't done that for a long time now. But, yeah, I have, like, pictures and videos of him jumping from the floor up to the doors and just, like, he'll, like, hang on them and then pull himself up and just sit on the door because that's what he wanted to do, I guess. I don't know.
They like being in the high spot because they like being able to survey the land is what cats like. So, I mean, you've seen those videos before. There was that one Japanese cat owner that trained its cat to jump really high, and he would put the mouse like hanging from the ceiling higher and higher, but he has a camera above it. So he would have the video of the cat jumping, and you see the cat coming up to the camera like just to hit the mouse, and then it would like fall back down, and it was like, it's actually super sick. I'll see if I can find those videos.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen those.
Oh man.
But yeah, cat dads.
Cat dads. Cats are great creatures.
We're gonna find you
Whoops.
a girl so she can be your cat stepmom. That's the mission, James.
Yep.
I promise you. And also, when you do find that love of your life, I'm taking full credit, just so you know.
You would be perfectly...
I will come to your wedding, I will give a speech. If you like it or not, I'll give a speech. And I will take full credit for you finding the love of your life.
Hey, you know what? I would be more than happy to have that happen. Because that means a lot of good things have happened. So I will make you give a speech. Oh, man.
Well, I don't know. I've run out of new topics.
Yeah, now I'm just looking up for cat jumping videos and stuff like that. So now I'm starting to delve into this thing, you know. You know what? I gotta stop looking for this. Okay, never mind. All right, yeah. All right. I guess we can call it a night, and then.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, no problem. And sorry to everybody watching here and everything like that, but I've been slow on the edits. I need to get everything up there. I need to get the last episode up there. I'm like super far behind on all that, so I'll try to get up all the videos of the generation spacing stuff. I'm behind on a ton of stuff because I lost my editor, and so I'll see what I can do. I do have people who are volunteering to be new editors though, so I definitely will also look into that as well. So
sounds good to me.
all right, cool. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching. Take care to everybody. Oh, did you find some of these cat videos, Flashy Flash? Is this what I'm seeing here? Let's see. Oh yeah, I think this one is the one. Oh wait, maybe? Does it have the point of view from the mouse toy? But it definitely looks like it. Okay, it's in the chat. Check it out when you can, Brandon. All right, cool. I need an exit music or something like that. You know
Yeah,
what?
fucking karaoke some shit for us.
I'll sing that song again, right? It's all
Tetris
connected. Oh man. Here you go. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you later. Peace.